Okay, so Camille Labrie, she asked, how do you keep a small waist for bikini athletes and work on it during the off season? Any food recommendations, exercises, things to avoid? Okay, so having a small waist, that is just genetics. You know, you see some girls, like if you look at Laura Lee's waist, it's like tiny. These girls have really tiny waists, and it's genetics. It really is. You know, I don't wear waist trainers. I don't do any of that type of stuff. I think that's very unhealthy. I see a lot of the top bikini athletes wearing waist trainers, and I'm just like, what the heck are you doing? But like, I mean, yeah, there is ways to make your waist like appear smaller, and yeah, like definitely like getting your lats wider. Like if your lats are wider and your legs are bigger, like it's definitely gonna make that illusion of having a small waist, especially how you pose in bikini. Posing is like everything in bikini, and like how you pose up on the stage, it needs to make your waist look the smallest as possible. So if you look at some bikini athletes up on the stage, some of them are like standing completely sideways, and their waist just looks so tiny, and they got these huge lats and nice big rounded glutes and nice shoulders, big upper body, and it just makes their waist look super tiny. So that's another thing to do is posing once you get really lean. If you do, you know, have a bigger waist. And then let's see, any things to avoid? Things to avoid, I mean, I guess if you're like working abs or something like that, like, so in bikini, obviously you want your waist small. So if you start working like the sides of your abs, like doing any twisting, or like you have like a ball and you're doing like twisting things, or that will actually cause it to, you know, get bigger down here because you're growing like your at the side abdominal muscles or whatever. Like, so when I work abs, I just focus like on the middle section. But that's like the only thing I would say to avoid. It's just like, yeah, you don't want like the sides of your abs getting bigger. So I just don't do that. I don't train them like that at all. I do, you know, any type of like crunches here, nothing where I'm like, you know, turning like that. Foods to avoid? No, there's nothing that I avoid like at all during like a contest prep or during off season. Like I allow like all things into my diet, and I don't think like certain foods like make you skinnier or something like that, or make, you know, make your waist tinier or something like that. Like no, it's just calories at the end of the day. J Machado Fit, I think that's how you say her last name. She's actually a client of mine, and she is getting to the stage this year, so I'm really excited for you. She asked, what's your goal for the Olympia? Oh guys, I have no idea. Like, I'm not like in my head thinking Olympia bound. Like, it would be awesome if I make it to Olympia in 2019, but like, I'm just literally taking it show by show, and like whatever happens, happens. Like, you know, I'm in this like sport for the long haul. Like, I love the journey. Like, if I get to the Olympia this year, I mean in 2019, that's awesome. If I get in 2020 or 2022, you know, that's awesome. But yeah, I mean, that's definitely the goal, right? I mean, every pro bikini competitor wants to step on the Olympia stage. I mean, that's freaking incredible. But I'm not like thinking like, oh, okay, in 2019, I am Olympia bound and I'm getting to the Olympia. Like, hold up, like I have no idea where I stand. So like I said, I'm gonna take it show by show and just see what happens. But what is your go-to for refeed days? Yeah, refeed days. I'll like have whatever I'm kind of craving. Like if I'm like, you know, I've been craving something sweet, like ice cream or something like that. Like, yeah, I'll save some of my macros and maybe have some Halo Top ice cream or a Skinny Cow or something like that. But during my refeed days, I literally just eat rice. Like I eat a ton of rice. Because during my low days, I really don't incorporate rice because I don't want to waste my macros on it. Like we'll have a little bit with a meal, but I'm not like having like a big 40, 50 carb worth of rice there. During a refeed day, like heck yeah, I make rice and I'm putting rice in my meals. I'm having sweet potatoes and potatoes And I eat cereal. Yeah, of course I eat some processed stuff. Like I'll throw in some cereal. And yeah, that's pretty much what I have for refeed days. It's like pretty much the same thing that I'll have like on my lower carb days, but just like more of it. And on my refeed days, it's obviously just more carbs. Like my fats stay lower. Even my protein goes down a little bit. So I just look for foods in the grocery store that's just like carb, carb, carb. So I'll make like protein pancakes or, you know, waffles, and I'll actually use, I'm definitely throwing in like actual pancake mix into like that's higher carb. So not making just like protein pancakes, but actually making like higher carb, like with the box protein pancake mix, if that makes sense. So, yep. Do you think fat burners really work? Yes, I do. Like, it's not like you're gonna take the fat burner and you're just gonna lose all this weight or whatever and not do any work. Like, oh my God, you still have to do work, like obviously. What I really feel that happens from the fat burner, and fat burner that I use is, and the only one that I use is by Core Nutritionals, and it's the Burn Ultra. I actually don't have any of it right now because it's all out and I need to order some for my upcoming shows. But what I feel like what really a fat burner does is it just suppresses your appetite. So, and it takes away your cravings. So you're not really like super focused on food and like your cravings. Like I feel like it kind of just like blurs that all out and kind of just like suppresses all that. And then you kind of get like a numbing weird feeling like towards the end of prep anyways, where you're just like go, go, go. But it helps your mood too. Like there's ingredients in there, especially in cores, that helps your mood. So, you know, when you get super like, you know, you're low carb, you're not eating food, like obviously you're eating food, but you're eating low calories and you're extremely lean. Like, yeah, you get hangry sometimes and you get a little moody sometimes, like it just happens. So it enhances your mood. Literally when I take it, I'm just like happy. I'm like, oh my God, I'm so happy. Like it's kind of crazy. I'll take it like in my gym sessions because obviously there's caffeine in it and the caffeine is helping as well. And then definitely like there's some ingredients in there that is helping like you burn fat. Like obviously there's ingredients in there that are like helping the process, but that's like the main reasons why I like fat burners. And I take them when I'm like deeper into my contest prep. So, you know, I'm still 20 something weeks out. So I'm obviously not using a fat burner right now. But yeah, when my carbs get dropped pretty low and I'm doing a lot of cardio sessions and stuff like that, that's when I will incorporate the fat burner. And yes, like they work. They really do work. They really help for sure. Okay, so these are two really good questions from Colleen Janine. I hope I'm saying that right. She asked two really good questions. So how do you cope with anxiety or pre-show worries? So, you know, like I've kind of had a different mindset at many shows, and I was pretty much, I'm gonna say it, I was an amateur competing at those national shows last year. I was kind of getting big-headed, like I am gonna get my pro card bound, and I would go into the shows like just being like just having this expectation that I'm gonna win my pro card today. And I really don't recommend having that mindset at all because it literally destroys you in the end. And heck yeah, I was so worried. Like I was backstage, like running around on my feet. I kept going through my posing routine. Literally, I was like a crazy person backstage, talking to people, taking pictures. And once it got up to when I got up on stage, I was so kind of tired and worn out a little bit because I was running around backstage and being a crazy person that when I got up on stage, I kind of looked flat or something looked off and I didn't have like my energy self because I just was like so crazy backstage or whatever. So, and I just was like really big headed, like I'm gonna get up there and win my pro card today. And you know, that is not the mindset to have at all. At all. What changed was when I competed at NPC Nationals. honestly, I wasn't even going to compete at NPC Nationals. Like after NPC Universe, I was kind of done. Like I did not want to keep going, but something, you know, deep inside, listened to my gut, told me that I needed to do NPC Nationals. And so I went into NPC Nationals without having any expectations. Like Kyle and I just went into the show and we just like kind of just, we're just so calm. Like there's like this calmness over me. And if you do watch my vlogs, you can kind of see it, like my NPC National vlogs. And if you talk to anybody backstage, like everyone was like, Lauren, like you're so calm. Like, and people like were DMing me too. Like, yeah, Lauren, you really were really calm at this show. So I just didn't have any expectations. Like I was competing in NPC Nationals and I didn't care what happened. I kind of went in there, I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna have fun out there, just enjoy being able to compete. Like I have a body that is able to do this, you know, and I was just so blessed and appreciated that I have this body that can get up on that stage and do this thing and compete. And that's just a blessing in itself. And I just really just had just a really calm collectedness about me. And what I did that helped me with my anxiety or anything that I had was just visualizing myself up on the stage and just nailing my routine. So the night before the show, you know, I was laying in bed, closing my eyes, and I was just like imagining me up there posing perfectly. Felt the heat of the lights on me, feeling my sticky tan on me, how my suit felt on me with my hair, and like really imagining all this stuff and looking at the judges and seeing them smile and seeing their eyes widen when I came out. Like I just imagined and visualized all of this happening. So, and then I did it before I actually stepped on stage. So when I was in line in class F, all lined up, literally same thing running through my head, closing my eyes and visualizing me just nailing my routine up there and how it felt, how my feet felt in my heels, walking, all that stuff, like every little detail. So then when it came up to show day, when it came up to me actually there on that stage, it felt like I've already done it before. Like it felt like I have done this so many times and it's already happened. So I wasn't scared or nervous or anything, and that helped me so much, I feel. And I'm actually gonna do that for every pro show now. Honestly, everything that I do in my life. I think visualization and like visualizing yourself achieving these goals is really important. So that is what helps me. And then she asked another question. How do you get yourself mentally healthy to compete in this sport? So she's talking about mentally. It takes a whole other type of animal or person to want to do this. Like, not anybody can just compete in a bikini competition. It takes someone like really, really determined and like, I don't know, like it takes you gotta be a crazy side to you in a little way to want to do this and get up on that stage. You have to have a good relationship with food, first off. Like you can't, you know, competing on the stage isn't gonna make you happier in your body, or if you're competing just to lose weight and like you're kind of competing for the wrong reasons, because you have to like have a really healthy mindset about food. And you know, yeah, in high school I had like a little weird, I think we all do in high school. I wanted to be skinny, I ran a lot, I would undereat, I would overeat. I mean, that just happened in high school. But I've always had a really good relationship with food, like a really good healthy relationship with food. And you know, I didn't have any anorexia or binging, weird behaviors. Like I feel like that isn't a good thing to have. Honestly, I did have a little bit of that, and then I started counting my macros, and like flexible dieting actually saved my life, because I, you know, can allow all things into my diet. You know, back in the past, if I ate a Chipotle meal, I would feel terrible about myself. Or if I ate some ice cream, I'd feel terrible about myself. But now, since I allow those things into my diet and they fit my calories and stuff like that, I don't have any weird whatever things about food anymore. And when I did my first contest prep, I have always done a flexible dieting approach. I've never done a meal plan approach. I have never done like a list of foods that you can and cannot eat. I've always been a flexible dieter. And I feel like that has really helped me as well with like my mental side of like food and stuff like that. You really gotta prepare yourself before a show, meaning don't just hop into a show. Don't just go, okay, I'm gonna do a show tomorrow. Like, I'm gonna prep tomorrow. No, you gotta prepare yourself for the prep. So that's reaching out to your coach ahead of time and working with your coach ahead of time and getting yourself ready to get extremely lean, whether that's training hard in the gym and putting on some muscle, or it's raising your calories back up, or you're eating over 2,000 calories, you're eating 2,300 calories and you look incredible because then you can have calories to cut from. So you really got to prepare yourself on that side of things too, and mentally. Like, you want to go into your show so ready to do this and work hard, and that willpower be so there to want to dive in and compete and get lean for a show. So that is mentally preparing yourself and physically preparing yourself for competing. Okay, she also asked, how do you different between why can I not say that? I don't know. Between a good coach and a bad coach. Oh my God, I can like go on forever about this topic. Kyle and I made another YouTube video about that, so go watch that YouTube video. But yeah, there are many bad coaches out there. Many bad coaches out there that run their clients into the ground. They're on these cookie cutter meal plan that the meal plan does not change. The coach doesn't care anything about the athlete. All they care about is if they're following their meal plan and if they're doing their cardio or whatever. And I think that is just really bad. So when you reach out to a coach, don't just jump on any coach you see out there because your friend had that coach, or you just see this coach on Instagram or something. Like, no, you have to reach out to the coach. How are they reaching back out to you? Did they just send you their package program? Or no, are they getting on the phone with you and talking to you and seeing if, like, you know, we would work well together and be a good fit, to be a good team, because it is a team effort at the end of the day. It's a team. It's the athlete and it's the coach, and they're working together as a team. And that's what I do with all of my athletes. And something that I do is, yes, I help you with your training and I help you with your nutrition and your cardio, but I'm also teaching you along the way. So I think it's really important that, because you're paying for this service, right? You're paying to learn, right? I mean, you're so passionate about this sport and you're gonna step on stage. Like, me personally, I want to teach you. Like, yes, at the end of the day, you are getting these results that you want, but I'm teaching you along the way, so you have all these tools for the rest of your life, and you're freaking learning too, and it's so much fun, and I just make it like a really fun process. I really have a relationship with every single one of my clients. Communication is huge. Talking to them, hearing their voice, seeing their face, that's all so important to me. So yeah, I mean, to differentiate between a bad coach and a good coach, it's just, I feel like a bad coach just honestly at the end of the day just wants to see you get up on stage and that's it, when a good coach really sits down and makes a plan for you and even works with you in the off season and in the improvement season and helps you post show and helps you just be successful in the sport and not just get you to the stage and that's it. Like, no, there is so much more than that. There's so much mindset stuff that goes into this sport pre and post competition. So I just teach all of my athletes the mindset that goes into this. I teach them to have a mindset of a pro, to have that pro mindset, which is a whole different thing. And that's why I teach my athletes that, because it's really important if you want to go far in this sport and do well in the sport. So yeah, I think I'm gonna end this here. This has been a really long video and I will definitely answer more of these questions, like maybe in vlogs or something like that. But for now, I'm just gonna end it here. So thank you guys all for watching.